Hi everyone, welcome back to our discussion segment of the week. Pope reviewed a book-to-movie adaptation, and I thought, there's quite a number of them in Hollywood, so let's talk a bit about book-to-movies and how that transition tends to go. Do you actually have a movie that is better than its source material, Pope?
Ooh, honestly, I don't think so. Because, when I read a book, I'm a very, visual. So, I imagine, the characters and stuff like that. So, I feel like I'm always, slightly disappointed when, the movies come out. Not because of, the flaws or, they might have missed something. But it just wasn't how I, saw it.
Right.
And, how, in The Glass Castle, I had a picture of the father and, what he looked like. And the actor they chose for that wasn't quite the picture I had. I wasn't mad about it. But, it just wasn't the perfect fit that I saw. So I don't know if there has been one yet of, the movie that's better than the book. I think because, mainly a lot of, the book to movies or even, TV show adaptations I have are very, mainstream. And I do like novels and books, so I'm a little biased. But.
Right. No, there actually is a few that I could point out, which is the movie The Secret of NIMH, if you're familiar with it, with the rats and taking technology and stuff. It's based off a book called Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of NIMH. And the book is, it's basically the same type of story, but it's written in a very dry tone in the book, while the movie adds a lot of style. And the book's more just about the mother is just a setup to get to the rats. While in the movie, she's like this major focus, and they develop her character, and you care about her, and the rats are kind of background, and they focus more on the characters, and I think that worked really well as a film. Just talking about that, I know I kind of tend to bring this up in a lot of discussions, but I think that G. Waldner and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory actually improved upon that book. Because it was a very, the story's, very kind of stale in the book too. It's more just, they go to each room, the end. And this, they have Slugworth, they have all those little subplots going on in the background with the kids getting enticed and stuff. And I think that added a lot to it. The part where they drink the fizzy lifting drinks and they steal stuff, that never happens in the book. Charlie is flawless in the book. And I think adding that added dimension to his character.
See, I feel like the way movies can improve books, like you were talking about, is they add depth. Because when you read a book, a lot of times you sometimes can't really get emotions from it.
Yeah.
Sure, you could get some tense moments and your heart starts racing. But when you physically see it and you see real life people, I feel we're able to make the connection more. So it does add a more emotional response, and it does add elements that obviously a book doesn't have.
Right. I'd say Hunger Games is a good example where I read the book after I saw the film, and it actually complemented the movie because the book is all written inside of Katniss's perspective. And she's kind of a psychopath in the book, which is something you don't really get across in the film. Yeah, she hunts, but in the book it starts out with her talking about how she doesn't like her sister's cat and how she wants to murder it, and it goes into some gruesome detail, and it makes her an interesting character. She's not just the typical protagonist, which is great. It's just she's not exactly somebody you can relate to, which I think the movie did better with the performance of Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh yeah, and you always have to think about that too. Even classic Disney movies are based off of books and stories and stuff like that. And I call it Disneyfying.
Yep.
Is where they have to make it family friendly per se. So you don't want this main character who people are supposed to connect with talk about killing cats.
Yes.
That really wouldn't make for a connectable character. So I feel when you go from book to movie, you have to think about what does the audience want. Because obviously when you type a book, you're always going to have an audience.
Yes.
And you're not going to waste millions and millions of dollars on it for risking not having an audience. When it comes to book, it's not cheap, but you're not spending millions on actors and CGI and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about that, pro versus con. But when you when you make a movie, you do have to worry about that. So I feel movies add a sort of this, I don't want to say fairy tale type-esque, but it adds relatableness.
Right. I'm surprised Disney even adapted some of their books because of the material. The Hunchback of Notre Dame's book is already dark, and the Disney movie itself has a lot of dark elements on top of the songs and the characters and everything. And they try to, add in the gargoyles to lighten the tone, but For people that don't know, the book ends with Quasimodo dead and Esmeralda dead too.
Yeah, no happiness.
Nope. Well, that's all the time we have for now. After the break, we have Tiffany and Aylin with this week's hottest celebrity news. Stay tuned.